All right, the latest coming in, clearly the Congress reacting to BJP party president's interview to our sister concern India Today. The Congress has now asked Amit Shah to apologize. Congress spokesperson Randeep Singh Surjewala has spoken to Headlines Today. Surjewala has said that Amit Shah should apologize for what he deems as insensitive statements. Congress leader Rashid Alvi has also taken a strong objection to Amit Shah's statement. He says that it is the BJP and the fringe that encourage riots. Let's listen in to Randeep Surjewala's reaction to this exclusive interview, and we are back with our reporters.
Only the encounter specialist president of BJP, Shri Amit Shah, could have issued such obnoxious and inhumane statement justifying riots and divisive statements. I think it reflects the Chal, Chehra and Charitra of BJP, who have always made political capital out of riots, out of burning pyres and out of divided houses and divided societies from Gujarat to Muzaffarnagar. We demand that Shri Amit Shah tender an immediate apology like his Jumla comment from the nation and withdraw his remarks and unilaterally say sorry for his remarks that actually promote and propagate riots in the country. Only the encounter specialist president of BJP, Shri Amit Shah, could have issued such obnoxious and inhumane statement justifying riots and divisive statements. I think it reflects the Chal, Chehra and Charitra of BJP, who have always made political capital out of riots, out of burning pyres and out of divided houses and divided societies from Gujarat to Muzaffarnagar. We demand that Shri Amit Shah tender an immediate apology like his Jumla comment from the nation and withdraw his remarks and unilaterally say sorry for his remarks that actually promote and propagate riots in the country.
As far as this statement is concerned, that nobody is scared, every gentleman of the country is scared of communal rights. But the leaders of Bharatiya Janata Party and Sangh Parifar, of course, they are not scared, because basically they are the organizers of these communal rights. Sometimes communal rights are sponsored by them just to get political benefit out of it. So his statement is correct to this extent that their leadership, their workers are not scared at all. Only gentlemen, citizens of the country are scared.
Well, understandably, the Congress reacting to that exclusive interview where the party president of the BJP used a Bollywood term contextualizing to riots in the country, where he said कि riot से डर नहीं लगता है जी, बयान से क्या लगेगा. Let me bring in our executive editor Javed Ansari, who's right now joining us from the newsroom. Javed, understandably, the Congress going after Amit Shah on that statement, which now clearly comes to be slightly controversial on the issue of riots.
Well, certainly, Preeti, this is an opening that Mr. Amit Shah, wittingly or unwittingly, has provided his opponent with. It's one thing when, as an opposition leader, you're fighting an election, you make these statements. It's quite another when the president of a national party, that to a party which is heading the central government, makes a statement like this. There's always room for him to be misunderstood, especially considering the kind of baggage that the personality involved carries, as also the party. There is a history to this at a time when senior leaders of the party, some ministers included, have been making such controversial, commonly loaded statements. For Mr. Amit Shah to come and say this, perhaps in hindsight he'd realize that he ought to have chosen his words a lot more carefully.
Javed, would you just get us up to speed, because there have been to contextualize that statement that Amit Shah made in terms of, because this is the first time that we have seen anyone from the BJP top brass come out and actually distance themselves from the statements made by fringe groups, but at the same time landing in a spot of controversy himself.
Look, it's not the first time. Prime Minister Modi too has on occasions, at least I remember once in Parliament, him saying these things. But what is the total sum and substance of it? What is the effect? The end result is that these people continue. The tone and tenor of these controversial statements continue. No action has been taken against people who speak this kind of language. And then now the party president comes and says this. You know, it just makes people wonder whether they say one thing and believe quite another.
All right, appreciate you joining us. Our executive editor Javed Ansari joining us. But clearly, the Congress making political capital of this statement. Let's get in a reaction from Congress leader Rita Bhaguna Joshi.
It's a highly irresponsible statement coming from the president of the ruling party, but this clearly exposes the mentality and the psychology of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Because they have been, the Sangh Parivar have been indulging in breaking the society and creating communal clashes throughout in the past. So I feel consciously Mr. Amit Shah has spoken and brought forth the reality of the Sangh Parivar before the people. And this is what we have been always saying, that they do not believe in an inclusive society. They always believe in fragmenting the society on communal lines. And this has been their politics, this has been their psyche, and Mr. Amit Shah's confession has come.